Hello lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and today is ManDay, and I'm just going to record a quick ManDay video. You know, I'm still in the Caribbean, so I don't really have my setup. I don't even have the book that I normally put my notes in, so I'm just going to talk from the cuff. And since it is ManDay, let me show you the outfit of the day. Here we go. Alright, today's outfit of the day is by Old Navy. Bright colored shirt and some very bright pants. I love it, and I think it looks very candy-ish and very tropical. So okay, so that's pretty much it. You know, nothing too fancy today, but I wanted to get right into today's video. As you know, I'm on the island of Nevis, and right now I'm on my father's property, and it's very early in the morning, maybe about somewhere after 6 in the morning. The sun, we're apparently on the east side because the sun has come up and it's just coming up over the mountain. I'll show you that really quick, but I want to get into today's video. Look, there's a mountain over there, and where's the sun? You know what, it's a little too bright. I'm sorry, it's too bright for me to even be able to see in the viewfinder what's going on. All right, so listen, let's talk. This video is going to be pretty short and to the point, because I have this weighing on my spirit, and I wanted to talk with the men out there about, you know, being very cognizant and conscientious of, oh wow, you know, of just what it is that you're putting out there and getting back in. And I want to talk about this, you know, this epidemic that's going on rampant worldwide, in America and the Caribbean and many other places that I see that are, you hear that wind? It's like crazy. Let me just let that simmer down for a moment. You know what? While I'm waiting for the wind to simmer down, let me just say this. ManDay on the TonyaTko show is the day that we talk about all topics relating to men, either submitted by men or messages that men need to hear from women, you know, from a woman's point of view. And so for the rest of the world, it's Monday, but here on the TonyaTko show, it's ManDay, and I'm your host, TonyaTko, self-love guru. And on this channel, we talk about self-love and how it relates to self-empowerment and the relationships that you get into with other people, especially the relationship you have with yourself, because the relationship you have with yourself, you know, it dictates the relationship you'll have with others. So today's topic really is weighing heavily on my heart. I wanted to talk with men about, you know, I've made this statement in a prior video, how a great man can build a good house, but you know, it takes a great woman to turn that into a good home. And see, the wind see, the thing is, the last time I did the video, the wind was kind of like blocking out. It was like muffling what I was saying. Okay, there, it's calmed down. So I said, you know, a great man can build a good house, but it takes a, you know, great woman to turn that into a good home. And so my message for today, you know, towards the men are, I want you to just take a look at how you are treating your relationships and how you're treating women. Basically, because let me just say this. I'm sorry. I don't really want to put people's business out there, and I don't typically put people's business out there. But this is something that has happened, you know, quite recently in my life, and something that me, excuse me, that me as a woman that I used to fall prey to in terms of men. You know, and so for some of the women who will be watching this video, you know, I'll also give this message out to you too, that, you know, you just have to be, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm just so distracted because it's so beautiful, and I see coconut trees in the back, and the wind is blowing, and the sun feels so nice, and I just want to lay down and just chill. And what I really want to say is, you know, there's so many men out there who are taking women, and they feel that women are mainly good for sex, good to be used for sexual intercourse and then tossed aside, etc. You know, not every man does this, of course not. You know, there are people out there who value, you know, feminine energy and how it relates you know, and how it balances, you know, the masculine energy, etc. And even the feminine energy within themselves and how it balances their own masculine energy and vice versa. You know, but unfortunately there's this epidemic going around of men who are using women to validate their prowess, their game, their masculine skill, their whatever, and only regard women as good for one thing. And I wanted to ask, you know, and I asked this on my Facebook page yesterday because the topic came to mind, and then a friend came into my life with a very clear example and something that I used to fall prey to as a woman. So I asked the question on my Facebook page, and if you're not on my Facebook page, go to facebook.com/TonyaTko show, and that's Tonya with an O, T-O-N-Y-A. You'll see my name spelled right down here at the bottom of the video. Okay, so basically I asked the question, if you were to get unexpectedly ill and had to go into the hospital, who would take care of you? That's one. And then the second part of who would come to visit you? That's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is, if you needed to be rehabilitated, or if you needed, you know, help outside of the hospital too, who would help you? Who would be there for you? You know, and so the thing that begs the question for me is, you know, some people spend so much time, you know, averting relationships, not wanting to be in relationships, not wanting to be tied down, etc. But, you know, relationships have a very needed and necessary purpose in our lives. And if we avoid, you know, if we avoid getting into a relationship, avoid people caring about us, avoid caring about other people, and avoiding creating a situation in which people can care about us, you know, burning bridges, using people, abusing people, tossing them aside. You know, remember I did that video about karma, and that friend that I had who ended up, he got ill and he ended up in a nursing home with no one there to see him, you know, no clothing on and stuff. It was crazy and it was horrible. And when I went to go visit him, I realized, you know, first of all, they were like, oh wow, they were so happy that I came, and said that I was his first visitor, and I didn't even know him that well. He wasn't even that great in our relationship, you know. And then speaking of relationship, this is something that I used to fall prey to when I was, you know, when I was younger and dating. I used to be concerned about, you know, about the men that I dated, and I used to be like, oh wow, you know, who's going to be there for them in case, you know, they have an emergency or a case whatever. And I used to want to be there, you know, for these people, even sometimes when they didn't want me around. And so, you know, this was many years ago, because, you know, my mother passed away. So I have here's the wind again. The trees are bowing for the wind. Okay, ready? So yeah, so you know, I have a part of my heart that realizes that just always keeps in mind that, you know, emergency can happen at any time, and that, you know, we all need somebody there for us, blah blah blah. And I used to, you know, want to be there for people, but I want to tell women this. You know, you can't listen. You know, this man has to be, the men in general, the man in your life, he has to be cognizant of the fact that if he's burning bridges, that no one is going to be there for him. You know, so don't put yourself in a position where you are vying, you know, to be that sound source of reason. And also, you know, I think that people, I don't even know if people really appreciate it. You know what, I really don't know. I think that, let's say there was somebody who had a crisis and you were the only person there for them, and they had never really wanted you around. You know, will they appreciate your efforts in those times of need, or will they feel that it's something that was owed to them, or something whatever, or wish that somebody else was there with them, or whatever? You know, and I think that as grown people, you know, we set up our lives. Oh, this wind is so much, you know, but the wind feels great at night. But listen, so like I was saying, you know, I think that people, especially as men, I think that men have to be, you all have to be conscientious of how it is that you're living life. You know, are you burning bridges with women? Are you avoiding being in these relationship situations? And in America, in the major cities, you know, this using people like Kleenex tissues or using people like tissues is an idea that just runs rampant in many different communities, you know. So I mean, I hope I made my point. Let's see, we've been talking for 10 minutes, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here. And so I asked that question: who would be there for you? You know, and then you know, I know there'll be some women who will watch this video, so I'll pose a question for the women. If you got married, would you have any bridesmaids? How many bridesmaids would you even really be able to have? Do you maintain relationships with women yourself? You know, but that's a whole nother scenario when we start talking about platonic issues and platonic friendships, you know, for the women. But since this is a ManDay video, oh, breeze, blow me away. Since this is a ManDay video, the main emphasis is, and you know what, I feel like I'm combining it because, you know, I don't know when I'm going to make another video. I only have 1 more week left here. But I hope I made my whole point, you know. Having somebody there for you, treating people right, and then also, you know, it's like, even if you don't want to be in a relationship, you don't have to use and abuse people, lie and mistreat, etc. Because when you lie, mistreat, and abuse people, that type of karma comes back around to you, you know. So that's pretty much it. Oh, you know, I never really said part of what spurred, you know, this video, and I don't even know if it's superfluous or if it's even necessary to say. Here's the wind blowing so hard. But a friend of mine contacted me recently. Well, this was somebody that we tried to date, and the last time that that we were supposed to hang out, I mean, this was quite some time ago. The last time we were supposed to hang out, he stood me up. Never called, never showed up, never nothing. And then, you know, then he contacted me telling me that his mother passed away. And this is awful. You know, it's awful because I know the type of pain that is there, you know, when a mom passes away. And there are some types of consoling that only a girlfriend or a wife or somebody like that can provide. You know, I'm on the outside, and this was a situation that, you know, that created itself. So it's like, you know, when you create such an air in a friendship where there are barriers to, you know, to the barriers to the intimacy, or barriers when a crisis does happen, who will you have there for you? You know, who will be there to hold you when you cry, or be there when you come home, or somebody to cuddle or sleep with or talk to or whatnot? Who will be there for you? You know, when you spend your time trying to impress your boys or trying to impress other men, will those same men be there for you? Will they, you know, be like, oh man, sorry, get over it, slap you on the back and be like, you know, you'll be alright, you know, let's go to a strip club or whatever, get your mind off it, which is really not really helping you as a human being, you know? So I don't know, that's my whole point. I don't know, it's like, you know, if certain people, and this is going to be my last point, but as men, you know, if you, here comes a good breeze, just wait for 1 second while that breeze blows. I mean, it's an amazing breeze, but still. Come on, calm down, calm down. Okay, great, here we go. You know, you as a man, you have to stick by what it is that you put out there. You kind of have to realize that as a man, you are held accountable for your actions. Action, reaction. You know, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And as a grown man, you have to be conscientious of what it is that you want in your life. And if you want somebody there for you in your time of need, you have to create the type of situations and types of relationships where a person will be there for you. If not, that would be the situation that you created. And as a man, you have to deal with it like that. You know, it's like, look, if this person had wanted a closer friendship with me, he would have done the things that he needed to do to make sure that we had a closer friendship. But unfortunately, we don't have a closer friendship, and so what can I really do? You know, gone are the days where I force my care and concern onto people. even in my videos. People who want it, watch it. Those who don't, I don't. Listen, please, listen. Let me get out of here. All right, so let me give my closing. All right, come over to, you see my website will be right here, TonyaTko.com. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest is at TonyaTko, and that's Tonya with an O. That's TONYA. You won't find me under Tanya. And today's ManDay video was just about, you know, the choices, our karma, what we're putting out there, and what's coming back to us. And I guess that's pretty much it. I love you all very much. Hug me, hug me, hug me. Oh, I love you. I love you all so much. Go out there and love one another. Hold on, let me take this out. Let me see. Can you hear me? I'm way up in front of the... Oh, my dead cat is wet. Apparently this banister, look, it's wet. It has some water on it. Yeah, go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. TonyaTko, and I'm out. From filming and live from Nevis, West Indies. Peace.